Welcome back. Joining me now is someone you don't see on camera, but is an important part of Healthy Living for Life, our lead producer, Peg Donahue, and Sarah Medley is also back. So Peg, you're going to start out 2019 by retiring. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But before you go, what's been your favorite part of our show in 2018?
We've had great guests with great information, but for me, it's the personal stories.
That's so true. Let's take a look at some of those personal stories.
I would say that ALS, certainly for our family, as difficult as it was, as I mentioned before, was a wonderful opportunity for us to focus on our family, do those things that we never did before. And also the other thing is we need to find a cure for ALS. And Pam was a strong advocate, even when after she was diagnosed with ALS, for getting the proper funding to find a cure for this from Congress. In fact, she traveled in her wheelchair back to Washington, D.C. to lobby Congress for additional funding for research to find a cure for ALS. In my opinion, it's not a matter of if we're going to find a cure for ALS, it's when. And so we really need to put pressure on our federal legislators and others to do that sooner rather than later.
It's just a difficult time in that all you're doing is thinking of hope. You're thinking tomorrow everything's going to be okay, next week everything's going to be okay or something, and you're going to be home and your loved one's going to be with you, and the doctors are going to do everything and they're going to save their life. And then the team came in to talk to us about organ donation, and they did a great job, they really did. And we really appreciate that they opened the topic with us, but it is so hard to hear when you have a loved one in the hospital, particularly a child, because everything that you're thinking at that time is that everything's going to be okay. And when they start talking about organ donation, you have to open your mind to the possibility that things may not be okay. And that, is so hard to hear at the time, although I'm so glad they did it because, although Julie passed away, because we were able to get everything done correctly and in timely manner, she was able to help so many other people.
My husband and I will often talk about what's in 10 years or 20 years of retirement. And sometimes my brain will go to the worst case what ifs. Well, what if I can't walk in 20 years? And so we plan, but we also know we may have to adjust. But I think more than anything, we just take each day as the gift that it is and try and live that to the fullest and not worry about all of the what ifs.
We're almost out of time, but Sarah, I'd like to close with you. How would you like to end our 2018 year in review?
Our greatest message, I think, is that one has to take care of their health, be their own healthcare advocate, which includes healthy living.
Perfect. Let's get some advice.
This is such a pertinent topic for this time, and I would stress two reasons, Lisa,
Yes.
to your audience. Number one, a study was just reported out of Johns Hopkins by Dr. McCary in the last year, which indicated that medical errors are the third leading cause of death in the United States behind heart disease and cancer. I mean, think about that. But on the positive side, actually, the value equation, which I will explain briefly, is actually driving healthcare in this last year and a half, not only driving healthcare from the standpoint of quality, but also because of payment. And the value equation says we must do everything to improve quality and safety, patient satisfaction, and that's the numerator, and underneath is we need to stabilize or reduce cost. So that's forcing healthcare to be patient-centric versus hospital-centric or provider-centric. So indeed, the patient has a much more important role than they've had in the past.
So engagement, to me, means it's a two-sided coin. The physician needs to be engaged with the patient in the sense that they need to not only ask about their symptoms, but ask about how they feel about their health care and what their goals are, what their sense of well-being is and what that means to them, and what they're willing to do to achieve that. From the patient's standpoint, it means being an active participant, not just simply listening to what the doctor says, but asking them questions, making sure that you understand what they're talking about, making sure that you understand what the physician is trying to accomplish and that it fits with your goals. And that means asking questions, taking notes, being involved.
So part of being prepared is having a list of your concerns or questions and then prioritize them. So make sure you have the number one concern on the top and start at the top and work your way down. If you have a long list and you know that going in, when you make your appointment, tell the receptionist that you're probably going to need extra time so they can schedule you for extra time. Otherwise, we're going to be trying to get through that whole list and everything's going to be really superficial. Don't be surprised if you have a long list, if you have to make another appointment and come back.
Well, first of all, for every referral from a general practitioner or your primary care, it could be a nurse practitioner, you need to make sure, if they're referring you, that you tell them you want your records sent to that referring physician. Secondly, I would like to remind all your viewers, they own their medical record, so they can have access to it.
Repeat back to the doctor or to the provider what your understanding of what they've said is. And that helps them realize whether or not you understand what's going on and whether or not they need to change their communication. So I think that's important. I think you should always feel free to take notes or to bring someone along with you who might be able to help catch details that you miss. It's important, I think, to ask the provider if there are other sources that you can read later to try and understand what's going on. But I think asking questions, feeling free to take notes, and to rephrase what your understanding of it is very helpful.
That does it for our year in review. Until next time, stay fit, stay well, and stay healthy for life with Healthy Living for Life. And from all of us, Happy New Year!
Healthy Living for Life is brought to you by Mountain Pacific Quality Health. We'd love to hear from you. If you have suggestions for future programs, visit our website at mpqhf.org or call us at 406-443-4020. You can also catch us on YouTube by visiting our website and clicking on the YouTube icon. Special thanks to Fire Tower Coffee House and Roasters. Production facilities provided by Video Express Productions.